वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जना यशोदा नन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जना यमुनातीरा वनचारी यमुनातीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे जय राधा राष्ट्रबिहारी राधा राष्ट्रबिहारी राधे जय गौरांगी बैंगलोरीश्वर गौरांगी बैंगलोरीश्वर गौरांगी जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा जय सुदर्शन जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय अनंत देव प्रहलाद नरसिंह जय अनंत देव जय निताय चैतन्य जय निताय चैतन्य जय निताय चैतन्य जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव निताय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौरा हरि बोल गौ प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल हरि नाम संकीर्तन महायज्ञ की जय जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजाचार्य स्तोत्र शत इस डिवाइन ग्रेस एसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की जय ISKCON founder Acharya BBD founder Acharya, savior of the whole universe, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajak Stotra Shata. His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Anant Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Jai Shri Rup Shri Sanatan भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ षट गोस्वामी प्रभुगण की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण चंद्र गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जय। मायापुर नवदीप धाम की जय। श्री क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगा माई की जय, जमुना माई की जय, कावेरी माई की जय, भक्ति देव की जय, तुलसी महारानी की जय, समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद भागवतम की जय, हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय, कार्तिक दामोदर मास की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल। हरे कृष्णा। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतं सेवया भगवती उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुलङ्गायतीं क्रीं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदन्तारिणं परमानन्दं माधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम्। हरि ओम तत्सत्। Hare Krishna. So we'll continue our reading from Srimad Bhagavatam and wishing all the devotees a wonderful Damodar Kartik Mass. Today is the first day of Damodar Kartik Mass, and we have a lot to do in this month, but nevertheless, let's start with our conversation from the fourth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Fourth canto is titled The Creation of the Fourth Order, and chapter number 18, it is titled Prithu Maharaj Milks the Earth Planet, and the text number that we are reading today is 5. Allow me to share the screen. Just give me 1 minute. Yes. Tan anadrityayo avidvan artan arbhate swayam tasya vyabhara charintya arta arbhadascha puna puna. Tan anadrityayo avidvam artam arbhate swayam tasya vaibhar charintye artha arbhadascha puna puna. Tan anartyatyayo vidham artan arbhate swayam tasya vaibhavacharintya artha arbhadascha puna puna. Just give me 1 minute, please. Sorry. Extremely sorry. Word-to-word translation. Tan, those, anadritya, neglecting, yaha, anyone who, avidwan, rascal, arthan, schemes, arabhate, begins, swayam, personally, tasya, his, vyabhicharanti, do not become successful, artha, purpose, ara, arabdhaha, attempted, cha, and puna, puna, again and again. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Translation: a foolish person who manufactures his own ways and means through mental speculation and does not recognize the authority of sages who lay down unimpeachable directions is simply unsuccessful again and again in his attempts. Purport: at the present moment, it has become fashionable to disobey the unimpeachable directions given by the acharyas and liberated souls of the past. Presently, people are so fallen that they cannot distinguish between a liberated soul and a conditioned soul. A conditioned soul is hampered by four defects. He is sure to commit mistakes. He is sure to be illusion. He has a tendency to cheat others, and his senses are imperfect. Consequently, we have to take direction from liberated persons. This Krishna consciousness movement directly receives instructions from the Supreme Personality of Godhead via persons who are strictly following his instructions. Although a follower may not be a liberated person, if he follows the Supreme Liberated Personality of Godhead, his actions are naturally liberated from the contamination of material nature. Lord Chaitanya therefore says, by my order, you may become a spiritual master. One can immediately become a spiritual master by having full faith in the transcendental words of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and by following his instructions. Materialistic men are not interested in taking directions from a liberated person, but they are very much interested in their own contorted ideas, which make them repeatedly fail in their attempts because the entire world is now following the imperfect directions of conditioned souls. Humanity is completely bewildered. Om Tat Sat. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport to Canto 4 of Srimad Bhagavatam, the creation of the fourth order, Chapter 15, Prithu Maharaj milks the earth planet, and the text number is 15. Om Tat Sat. Om Ajnanat Mirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshururmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Patakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarobhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vyayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah नमो ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Welcome back to the discussion of Srimad Bhagavatam, very wonderfully done. Srila Prabhupada talks about the person who is, wanting to be independent. And it's not only just being independent, he wants, and Srila Prabhupada calls this person a foolish person. And he manufactures his own ways and means through mental speculation. This is not authorized by the Shastras and does not recognize the authority. So these acharyas, the previous acharyas, the gurus, They don't recognize them, or they don't recognize the sages. And these are the people, that is the acharyas, the sages, have laid down unimpeachable directions. And this person is unsuccessful again and again and again in his attempts. So very popularly they say, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results is foolishness. So this is what is very clearly told here also, that this person is foolish, and he is also doing everything because of his mental speculation. And the whole problem is he's doing it again and again, realizing that he's failing. He's failed the previous time, he tries again the same thing, and he fails again. And he tries it once again, and he fails once again. So this is called rascaldom, or this is called foolishness. And Srila Prabhupada is comparing this society to the current movement, the current society. And in the current society, what has happened? Everybody's become very fashionable. They say, I'm the boss. Whatever I say is right. And they disobey the unimpeachable directions given by the sages, by the acharyas, yeah, by the Vaishnavas. And who are these sages, or who are these acharyas, or who are these Vaishnavas? They are great liberated souls of the past. Yeah. And now people have even lost their identification modalities also of a liberated soul from a conditioned soul. It's not like, the king wears the crown, so you can identify that he's the crane. He's the king. So the crown is the identification for the king, which is externally put up. But for liberated souls, they talk about what is to be done, how the society has to be run, what an individual has to take decisions, what are the directions of the Lord, and how do we go back home, back to Godhead. These are the basic principles that a liberated soul gives us. Yeah, but a conditioned soul is hampered by 4 defects. Now, a liberated soul may seem to be in the material world, but he's away from these 4 defects that he may have. Yeah. So the first defect that the conditioned soul has is he is sure to commit mistakes. Yeah. The second defect that he is sure to become illusioned. What is illusion? Illusion is something which is seen, is perceived to be different, is called illusion. And the best example of illusion is, when you walk in the forest, you think that there is water there, but by the time you reach that place, there is no water there. That's called illusion. Something which is seen is not there. Something which is felt that to be available there is not there. That's illusion. And the third defect that a conditioned soul has is he has a tendency to cheat others. The mentality here is to mislead people. The mentality here is to, take them for a ride. The mentality here is to make some personal benefits at the cost of others. And the fourth, and the most important, is that his senses are imperfect. He is only bothered about his sensory organs and satisfying his sensory organs. And what happens is, when we take instructions from a liberated person, then these 4 defects are avoided. And when these 4 defects are avoided, our decision making or our way of life is actually into the right direction. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, through such bona fide acharyas or sages, he comes and he actually and naturally gives instructions to this person, and then the liberated person gives the instructions to this person, and then the person is removed from this material nature, or he is taken away from the material contamination that is seen. That is why in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, by my order, you may become a spiritual master. All those who are born in this material world are somewhere or the other conditioned souls. And that's the reason we've come here. If we were completely pure souls, then we would not have come here, except the acharyas, because that's their pastime. The acharyas come here to liberate the conditioned soul. So we cannot compare them in that manner. So one can become a spiritual master by having full faith in the transcendental words of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yeah. One has to accept whatever is given in our Shastras. How How is this instructions from the Supreme Personality of Godhead? The transcendental words are coming through. They are actually recorded by the sages, by the acharyas in form of the Shastras. And when these words are being heard, we should have full faith in them. And by following the instructions, that is very important. Very, very important shloka in Bhagavad Gita that talks about Bhagavad Gita 4.34. Tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upaddakshanti te gnanam gnaninas tattva darshana. So a person who wants to learn this, when he's a conditioned soul, he realizes that he doesn't belong to this place. He wants to be moving into the transcendental realm of the Lord. He should just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. That's the basics. And then from the spiritual master, he should inquire very submissively, not with authority. He should submit himself saying that, yes, I do not know. Can you enlighten me? Can you tell me? Can you show me? Can you guide me? He should inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. Yeah, he should serve him. Serving is not really a physical form of the service. It can be also hearing. Yes, physical serving is also serving, but he should also hear from him and take the instructions very close to his heart and execute it. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto him because they have seen the truth. The transcendentalists, the sages, the acharyas have seen the truth, and that is why they are able to impart this knowledge unto the individuals. And the best part is, in this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave us the complete process. And what is the complete process? One needs to be humble, one needs to be simple, one needs to be tolerant, and one needs to be grateful. Yeah, on the 5th verse of Shikshashtakam, it says, Ai Nanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitamam Vishme Bhavam Buddhu Kripaya Tava Pada Pankaja Stita Doli Sadarshanam Vichintaya. The translation says, I am your eternal servitor. Yet somehow or the other, I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from the ocean of death and place me as one of the autumns at your lotus feet. And this is the prayer at the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And there, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu refers him as the son of Nanda Maharaj. He refers Krishna as son of Nanda Maharaj. Ai Nanda Tanuja, the son of Nanda Maharaj. Now, a similar corollary also is seen in the other part of Srimad Bhagavatam. We read this from Srimad Bhagavatam that, well, I'm talking about Prithu Maharaj getting angry with Mother Earth. And because Mother Earth thinks that she is independent and she is not following the instructions of Prithu Maharaj. Prithu Maharaj requested him saying that my people, my praja, my subjects are struggling. And because you have hidden all the food grains which you had kept. So this was done basically because there was a problem. There was a irreligion which was happening around under the rule of King Vena. And that's why Mother Earth decides that she doesn't want to give any grains. Yeah, and she hides everything under her cover. And here, Prithu Maharaj comes and tells Mother Earth saying that, my praja, my people are struggling. Can you please help us with some grains? But then no, she is not. And then he gets angry with her, saying that if you don't do it, I will order. Then Mother Earth realizes, and similar corollary is seen when Rama gets angry at Varun Dev. Who's Varuna? Varuna is the king or the demigod of the seas. And when Rama is getting angry at Varuna, saying that please give me way, I would like to travel to Lanka, where Mother Sita was captivated, where Mother Sita was caged. So he gives him instruction saying that give me some way to go to Lanka. But then Varuna was bewildered. He did not consider that request of Rama. And then Rama really gets annoyed and he takes his bow and arrow, and he's about to shoot the arrow in that direction so that the way can be made. And then Varuna realizes this and comes to the comes to Lord Rama, and then begs forgiveness. Similarly, here also Mother Earth realizes that what she has done of hiding the grains is not the right thing, and she comes back and she recognizes and tells him that yes, you can. Similar pastime is also seen in Govardhan Leela, where Indra thinks that Krishna is a small little coward boy, does not recognize his supremacy, and starts throwing torrential rains. Because when the Bhoga was offered to Govardhan, he, feels very humiliated. Indra feels humiliated, and it starts torrential rains. Likewise, in the other part of Bhagavad Gita, we see Arjuna is refusing to fight. And when Krishna tells him that you follow what instructions I give you, then Arjuna recognizes the Supreme Personality of Godhead, recognizes his instructions, and then he gets himself situated into an elevated position. We don't know what is the plan of the Lord. Okay. And when we disobedience is one word which is used saying that we don't accept it, then disobedience leads to disservice. Disservice leads to disliking. Disliking leads to disagreement. And disagreement leads to dissatisfaction. So this is a series of dis which happens and which brings down our spiritual endeavor, which brings down our maturity in the path of bhakti. So this is the foolish mentality when we disobey when we disobey the orders. And this is done basically because of the bewilderment. And human being who comes onto this earth is bewildered. We are actually correct at the root, but when we come out, we start going here and there. And that's the reason this bewilderment is seen. And that's why we take foolish decisions. And our our foolishness is in becoming disobedient. That's the big problem that we have. And if you really see, we are actually in between. There are two layers of people above us, one layer above us and one layer below us. We are here in between. There are the acharyas, the sages, and all of them who actually agree to whatever is given in the Shastras. Then there is another one just below, which says, I don't care. But here, we are stuck in between, saying that we are not able to take a decision, but still foolishly we get bewildered. And here the solution is given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Being grateful is the best quality that one can really do. And gratefulness is the ongoing process, which is fresh in Krishna consciousness. How to be grateful? In the third shloka of Shikshastakam, it says, Trinadapi sunichena tarorapi saishna amani namanadena kirtaniya sadahari. Yeah, you keep chanting the holy name of the Lord always. In a state of mind, thinking one lower than the blade of grass on the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree. Today, the tree is the most tolerant thing available. Okay. Even if you throw stones at the tree, it doesn't throw stones back at you. It'll give you fruits. It is standing in all kinds of seasons, all kinds of weathers, and still does not complain. So the tree is the most tolerant available person there. And we should be devoid of all senses and false prestige. I am so and so in the society. This is my standing in the society. So many people respect me. I am so and so in the business. So many people do business with me. So many people are dependent on me. That false prestige, we don't know. We may lose this body tomorrow and the whole thing will go into mud. One should be ready to offer respects to everybody else, to all the others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. If one comes into that state of mind, saying that, no, I'm dependent on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I have to surrender unto Him. At the same time, I should treat myself as lower than the blade of grass in the street. then one can chant the holy name of the Lord very nicely. These days it has become, because I pay obeisances, you pay me obeisances. If you don't pay me obeisances once, the next time I stop paying obeisances to you. The practical portion is seen, it is give, give, give. Yeah, you give, you give, you give. It's not that I want to give you something. I want to be respectful of you. No, you have to respect me first, then I will respect you. It's kind of tit for tat. Or you scratch my back, I scratch your back. So that's the kind of mentality that one really needs to get out of. And this is where Prabhupada is talking about this sloka, and he says that a foolish person is the one who is manufacturing his own ways and means of mental speculation. And he does not, recognize any authority. We've seen many people talking about it, saying, I'm my own guru. Krishna himself, Supreme Personality of Godhead himself, had accepted a guru, Sandipani Muni, as his guru. And a tuchh human being like this says, I'm my own guru. I have no guru. Well, Krishna shows this by example. He went to Gurukul, spent his time with his guru and his Guru Mata, did everything possible there which was required, and did not go against the orders of his spiritual master. Likewise, we have to also follow the Vaishnavas, the Acharyas, and the elevated soul. And not that, we should be disobeying the impeachable directions given by the Acharyas. Follow the instructions. Everything is given very nicely in Srimad Bhagavatam, in Bhagavad Gita. Just follow them and, your life will be successful. You don't have to do any other gymnastics. You have to be very practical. And the practicality is seen in following the orders of the spiritual master. We don't have to go beyond. So in this shloka, Srila Prabhupada is, talking about that Krishna conscious movement is directly receiving instructions from the Supreme Personality of Godhead via persons who are strictly following the instructions. And those are the acharyas, the gurus. And one may have this question saying that, how are they? Are they liberated souls? Then why are they coming to Earth? Why are they coming to this planet? But then we have to realize, or we have to understand, that they've come for the benefit of humankind at large. For all of us to go back, we need somebody to help us. We should not be like somebody, a blind leads another blind. What is going to happen if a blind is leading another blind? Both of them fall into ditch. So we need liberated souls who can guide us, who can hold our hand and take us back home, back to Godhead. Or guide us into the direction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Or get us out of this illusion world. Get us out of this contaminated thinking that we have. And that is the reason the liberated persons come here to planet and then take us away from here. Yeah. So this is what I wanted to discuss about the shloka today. But then being the first day of Kartik Mas, I also thought that we should discuss a few things about what do we do during the month of Kartik. In a very simple language, I would like to sum it up. There are about 21 things that we should do and we should not do. I'm saying more often it is more to do with things what we should do rather than doing not something which is not good. So we should leave away those things which are not very helpful in our spiritual life. So first and foremost, we should get up in Brahma Muhurat before the sun rises. Brahma Muhurat is 1.5 hours before the sunrise. Take bath with Pavitra Jal. If you're residing in close to a river, then you should always go to the holy river and take the bath. Otherwise, remember the holy rivers. Gange cha Jamne chaiva Godavari Narmade Sindhu Saraswati Kaveri Jalesmin Kurum. Do Mangalarti at our home, or at least attend Mangalarti. We have access through internet, and we can connect to our respective temples. We can connect to Vrindavan, we can connect to Mayapur and watch the Aarti live, attend the Aarti. Chanting more and more, add more rounds, both quality and quantity has to be added. Associate and hear from senior devotees. There may be, Vapu Seva or Vani Seva. You can hear from senior devotees' lectures. We should read Shastras all by ourselves. Srila Prabhupada's book, Srimad Bhagavatam. We should read Bhagavad Gita. And at least, very importantly, we have to read the Krishna book, 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. We have to also read Shikshamritam. We should read Shikshastakam, which is normal. And during this month of Kartik, we should always remember the Lord. Additionally, we should do Tulsi Seva. We should, at the lotus feet of Tulsi Maharani, we have to beg for bhakti. It says Radha Krishna Seva Pao, Yei Abhilashi. This is only my desire that you give me Krishna Bhakti. We should also, for those of us who cook, who know to cook nice foodstuffs and offer to the Lord. Some sweets, some chapan bhog. Yeah. And also take a sankalpa that during this month of Kartik, we will eat only prasadam. And His Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj also said this, during this month of Kartik, you should not eat stale food. So far, so possible, if one can follow the Brahmacharya Vrat, that is the best. And you can also give away your bed, sleep on the ground, on a hard surface, put something on the ground and then sleep on that if it is possible, depending on your health conditions. Add more tapasya. Leave something which is favorite, and I'm not meaning leave something just for the sake of leaving. Leave something favorite which is becoming badha in the path of your bhakti, in your practice. That is what you'll have to leave. Do as much Vaishnava Seva as possible. Do Go Seva. Also read Gajendra Moksh, Kunti Stuti. Also very important is reading the Gopi Geet, reciting the Gopi Geet. And definitely during the month of Kartik, we have to lead Damodar Astakam and offer lamb to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Damodara. And the process is 4 times to the lotus feet of the Lord, 2 times to the navel of the Lord, 3 times to the lotus face of the Lord, and 7 times to the whole body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Also, if possible, live in the Dham. It's called Dham Vas. And if possible, have some Sarovar Snan or Kundastan. And one thing that you have to give up during this month of Kartik is to give up urad dal. It is not good for health, and that's why it's advised that we should give up urad dal. And it's very important to, preach. Ours is a preaching mission. If you can connect as many people as possible to the Lord, offer the lamb, make them offer the lamb, get them connected to the temple, get them to the temple programs. All of that will be something very, very important that we'll have to look at. So it's also important that we should preach as much as possible the holy name of the Lord to a lot of people, and ourselves be immersed in the holy name. This 1 month gives you multiple bonuses of the bhakti. So I would request all the devotees to take it up. I will end my discussion here. In case if there are any questions, I'll be happy to accept them. If there are any comments or any corrections, please go ahead and make them. Thank you very much for your patient hearing.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Pranam Prabhuji. Thanks for a wonderful class, Prabhuji.
Thank you,
Prabhuji. In the purport, as it is said, like a conditioned souls is hampered by 4 defects.
Yes.
Issued to commit mission. So these 4 defects are by default in the conditioned soul. Can one conditioned soul come out of all these 4 defects, or it will be there throughout the life?
The conditioned soul, till the time that he is in the material world, will have this 4 defects, and percentage will vary. Slowly it will come down, because as we take up to the path of bhakti, though we are still conditioned, but we are guided by the liberated souls. And when we are guided by the liberated souls, the proportion of this 4 defects will slowly come down. And then when we are purified, we go back home, back to Godhead. Does that answer the question, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thanks a lot, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. So wishing all the devotees a wonderful Damodar Kartik Mass. Do as much as seva as you can. Do as much as austerity that you can. Do as much as bhakti as you can in this month of Kartik, because it's a bonus month. I thank the temple management for giving me the opportunity to speak today, being the auspicious day of Kartik Purnima. Thank you very much. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha. Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo. Anant Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai.